My name's Storyapsey, and this is my story. It's fun to be able to see the girls that I coach understand how much basketball means to me, and to be able to see them grasp the concepts that I teach. I started playing basketball when I was 4 years old, basically just shooting hoops with my brothers, and I used a little plastic bowling ball. I started organized basketball when I was in 7th grade. Wasn't very good. Actually, I really stunk. Okay, I got around a lot of it just because I was tall. But during my sophomore year, I really started working on my shooting form. I stayed after practice for an hour to work on different drills. And so I really developed working my basketball skills. By the time I was in senior year, I was dominating games, getting a lot of looks from colleges, and thankfully my senior year, University of Illinois approached me for a scholarship to go there. We did a lot of work. Preseason type stuff, we would run probably about 3 miles a day, or we just do a timed 1.5 miles at some point. And in order to begin practicing, you had to pass your time 1.5 miles at a certain point. Otherwise, you were not able to graduate into practice time. Weightlifting would be another thing that we do quite a bit. We'd probably lift for an hour, hour and a half. Pretty heavy weights, cleans, snatches, deadlifts, those type of things. But our practices were about 2 to 2.5 hours long. Some of the practices that I remember, you felt like you were going to die. Because not only would you go through a 2 and a 2.5 hour practice, but our coach would then at the very end of practice tell us, oh, by the way, you have a 30-30, which you just wanted to die, which meant you had to run 30 suicides in 30 minutes, which is quite a bit of running right after a 2.5 hour practice. My sophomore year was our big year. We ended up winning the Big Ten championship, which was quite a feat for our school. This is our picture of that team that year. Along with winning the Big Ten championship, you end up getting a nice big ring that sometimes you never ever wear. But it's kind of fun to just have. My knee injury, when I first recognized that I had a severe pain that went through my knee, and it was, unfortunately, it wasn't like I was going up for a layup and my knee blew out or anything. I was just crossing my legs while studying, and there's a sharp pain that went through my knee. I sat out for a while, finally saw the team physician, and he said, I have this thing called chondromalacia, which I had no idea what that was. Behind your kneecap, if this is your kneecap from here, cartilage was breaking away. He ended up going in and scoping it, which was my first surgery after my sophomore year. Scoped it to find out that behind my kneecap, I actually had, if this was my kneecap, I had a hole where I didn't have any cartilage at all. It was breaking off. And so most of my pain, what it was this floating cartilage within my knee. I remember waking up in the recovery room after that first surgery, and my dad walked in, and he looked at me, and he was just like, Bonnie, you're never going to be able to play basketball again. Well, that was my life. That's what my place to get away from the world and my safety net. So that the doctor told me that from this point on, you can play recreational basketball, you should be okay, but you just can't play at a Division I level. 3 months later, I'm still having problems going up and down stairs, and obviously couldn't run. I've actually had 4 surgeries. Your quad muscle has obviously 4 muscles, quad means 4. 3 of your muscles pull your kneecap to the outside, and 1 muscle pulls it on the inside. And what my problem was, my inner muscle is very weak, and so when I run, technically your kneecap should be going up and down like this, tracking smoothly. Well, mine would come up and pull over, And so if I was a normal person, everyday activity probably wouldn't cause any problems. But since I was playing at this level, I was doing so much running, so much pounding on it, that it caused, every time it came up, it was rubbing against my bone and causing that break of cartilage. So what they did is they took a bone graft from my hip, or a piece of bone from my hip, and they put it in my knee, which is why my knee kind of sticks out like that.
And we're bringing number 14. She is 74 inches high. Teaching language arts from Galesburg, Illinois.
I was on an athletic scholarship, so what you can do if you are injured, you can apply to the Big Ten and get a medical scholarship. So at that point I was on a medical scholarship instead of an athletic scholarship. The Big Ten approved it. I was still involved with the team. I was the team chaplain for 2 years, so that was kind of interesting. I didn't do a lot of traveling with them because every time you travel, most of the time you miss a lot of class. So in order to keep my education going, I wanted to make sure I was at school. But every home game I was there. After I graduated, I was able to go into education, which I enjoy teaching. And it also gave me an opportunity to still express my love of basketball, to be able to coach it. And so I've been coaching for the past 8 years now in different levels from junior high up to high school, and it's been rewarding. I'm still able to play a little bit of half-court basketball if I take Advil later on that night. It's fun to be able to see the girls that I coach understand how much basketball means to me, and to be able to see them grasp the concepts that I teach.